in the latest MVP straw poll, we talked about it briefly, but Embiid won the MVP by 2 votes, 790 to Jokic's 788. But it's because Embiid has 6 more second place votes. Jokic has more first place votes. So Jack, I want to get your take on Embiid winning this poll, and this was after he had not showed up to Denver and played that game. I just want to get your take on Embiid possibly winning the MVP this year for Jokic.
I hope he does, because I'm so sick of it. Like, it's just, he deserves an MVP. It's fine, sure, but like just this, I mean, constantly. It's been 3 years of just war with his fans, and I like Embiid, but I have Jokic in my name, so everybody's like cooking a lot of the time, and so it's just awful. And I mean, I have no problem if he wins it. That interview stunk. That was cringe. I don't know why he said that and then didn't play and then played the next 2 games. Sit out a different game, because it's just wild to me to rightfully question the shifting narratives of MVP, the criteria, how it changes all the time, and then you have that game. If Embiid cooks again, another 47 whatever piece, even if the Sixers don't win, if Embiid embarrasses Jokic how he did earlier in the season, to me the award is locked up. Because I feel like narrative wise, I wouldn't say they're trying to give it to him, but he was pulling ahead, especially with how Denver had that horrible losing streak at the wrong time. And I think if he plays that game and he plays really well, it does. He's leading by more than 2 points. I'll say that.
Yeah.
So very, very easily, Joel Embiid, in my opinion, has been one of the best basketball players in the game. My personal MVP is Giannis Antetokounmpo. I said that on the last show that we had. I believe that Giannis, just the two-way ability that he displays, the fact that his team is number 1 in the Eastern Conference, averaging over 30 points, potentially will be a first-team all-defense. I take that into account when I look at my MVP. However, Joel Embiid, to all the reasons that you just said, Jack, I feel might have cost himself. The most important reason why I feel like he might have cost himself is for the fact that, perfectly said, sits out against the Nuggets, a team that he has not played in Denver since 2019, and then proceeds to go on and play the next 2. It was very easy and very obvious to understand you should have gone against Jokic, especially if you're going to come out and make the comments that you did about how, hey, there's no pressure on me. I'm not the back-to-back MVP. I've never made a first-team All-NBA. And the fact that you ducked him, I don't care what you say. Hey, the management came out and said that I'm not playing. Obviously, Embiid
You're
didn't
Joel
say
Embiid.
that. You're Joel Embiid. Exactly. That's really what it comes down to. Joel Embiid says, no, I'm playing against Jokic because obviously this is my biggest rival at my position. I have to suit up. I have to put this performance forward to show why I'm the best center in the game. So I believe that Jokic, again, my MVP is Giannis Antetokounmpo, but of these 2, Jokic has just been the most reliable, the most consistent. Not that Joel hasn't been consistent or reliable, but Jokic leading his team to the number 1 seed in the Western Conference for a majority of the season, being the best team in the Western Conference, being one of the best teams in the NBA.
And
all the advanced stacks go to Jokic. Go ahead, bud.
They stink these last couple of games that he has sat out. They have been unwatchable. I mean,
is he sitting out tonight, please?
I hope not, because I mean I'm getting.
Is it the Warriors?
Yeah, yes. It's the Warriors. I'm sweating. It's a 2-game lead over the Grizzlies.
Please sit out,
bro. I don't know. I haven't checked,
play.
But yeah, and like with how I think it's his calf or whatever. I feel like
he probably the playoffs matter more. He
probably could have sat out the Sixers game. I think like he just thought Embiid was going to play and played. And I mean, I know the report came out hours before and he probably changed his mind. I don't know. Yeah. I'm just saying he played through a little something there, it seems like.
It just feels like when it comes to Embiid, and this is with how they were playing with Harden after beat the Bucks, like I had faith in his team maybe making this like miraculous playoff run. The reason why I've kind of sold my stock in them is because the lack of fire I'm kind of seeing from Embiid right now. The lack of competitiveness, not going up against Jokic is one thing, but then just like these repeated comments of you talking about how much it doesn't really matter to win a championship. Like Embiid should be at the stage of his career, him and James Harden alike, where it's just all they think about when it comes to their career and where they are now is winning a goddamn championship. And for Embiid to come out every other week, which I'm obviously, hyperbole here, but in his latest interview, say that, it's not all that matters. Like, come on, man. Like, why are you downplaying it so much? Like, it feels like he's setting up his fans and Sixers fans up for failure. Like, hey, if we don't make a deep playoff run, don't say I didn't warn you. Don't say I didn't tell you. And that's what it feels like. And that's why, to me, it's kind of been disappointing. And I feel like Philly, they just kind of lack that fire right now that it takes to win a championship. Because when it comes to Jaylen Brown, even in Jaylen Brown's interview where he's talking about his future with Boston, all he's talking about is, all I care about is winning the championship. He's the second best guy on the team. Giannis, when he talks, all he cares about is winning the championship. But when it comes to Embiid, it just feels like, it's, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't really matter. And I don't like that type of mindset from a player who is as good as him.
The one thing I could say about Giannis, and the one thing I can respect about him, is when he talks in his interviews, he says stuff like, I don't focus on the past. I hide my trophies because I want to keep winning. I want to keep winning. He talks about LeBron and Steph, how much they win. He won against that level. Like, he always is talking about the winning, the next level stuff. And that's something you got to, especially when you're a franchise guy, when he wants to win that bad, it boosts a little confidence in you. And even the Joker, he mostly talks about, I just want to win. He doesn't really care about all the extra stuff. He just wants to win. When your franchise player talks about that, it gives you the little confidence in yourself. Like, my guy wants to win, so he's going to give it his all. For Embiid, I've been watching NBA since like 2005. It's like over 14, 15 years. I've seen Kobe fans be upset about, him winning one MVP. I've seen LeBron fans be upset that he didn't get his MVPs. But the one thing I can comfortably say is they have never thrown a fit the way Joel Embiid fans have thrown a fit the last 3 years about this guy not winning an MVP. It's like a pity party. It's like, bro, and they be acting like, he's losing to a bum. He's not losing to a bum. They acting like he's losing MVP to Steve Nash. I understand that. I get that part. Like, 15 and 11, what's up? I average 30. What's going on? But you're literally losing to probably the best player in the league. Like, this is a 25, 11, and 11 guy. This
at
is
least regular season. Like,
this ain't no bum. Like, this is not no regular dude. This is like a top 5 player in the world. And y'all throwing fits. Y'all trolled the Joker every week. It was one point where Giannis fans joined forces with Embiid fans.
I was
and they
just about to say that.
The Joker because they didn't want him to win MVP. And it's like, and then Embiid with these comments, bro, you have not made it out the second round. I'm talking about Jimmy Butler's done it. PG's done it. Trae Young's done it. These aren't players on your level. They've done it. You have not. You're the only top 10 player that has yet to see a conference finals. And you have the nerve to sub the Joker, who at minimum doesn't even have his players, and you can still see on the court. He's giving teams hell, like absolute hell. He just doesn't have his players. And even he's went to the WCF. And you out there subbing him in your interview. You talk about him a lot. It's really weird. But you subbing him in your interviews, and then you saying, oh, that's not really all important. Like, bro, Joel Embiid, I'm not a fan, but you're one of the best players in the league. Like, you have a franchise. You have a city behind your back. You have James Harden. He's also looking for a championship. This is a guy who's done it all.
James looks hungry. James looks locked in.
Yeah.
Even Tyrese Maxey looks hungry. DeAnthony Melton is hungry. PJ Tucker is hungry.
Yeah, he's always hungry.
Harris, to a degree, looks hungry. And I don't even like Tobias. He's mid as fuck, but he looks hungry for a chip.
He looks locked in, dude.
Yeah, so it's like you being the guy. Tobias Harris, and you being the superstar, and you all in the interview like, and mind you, in the interview, he looks sad as fuck. He's, why
body language is tough.
Yeah, the body. He was so sad looking and depressed. The body language was low. It was like, bro, what the fuck?
And I will say,
I don't know, bro. Embiid is just, he's so great, but the mindset doesn't equate with the ability, and it's so aggravating. And you want to see more. Like, you want to see him be hungry for it, but it's like, it's just not given.
I think it has to do with the playoffs. Joel wanting to stay healthy, because that's been the biggest reason why they haven't been able to get to the conference finals at large. Now, there's one thing with the MVP specifically. Giannis and Embiid's teams have winning records without them. You're talking before, Jack, about how ass the Nuggets are without Jokic. That is a pity party. Watching Reggie Jackson and DeAndre Jordan start NBA games. They're 3-7 without Jokic this year.
Bro, I watched Joker miss a game. I swear to God, MPJ saw that. He took 15 shots in the first quarter. He didn't give a fuck. Everything was up. Like
Legend.
he did not care, bro.
You don't like a player like that? Ray, you're
He's
telling me you don't
praying.
love just a straight shooter?
No, I was fine with it. I was like, fuck it. Like
That's the best
talk
meme
about-
in the league right now is MPJ with Carmelo on one shoulder and J.R. Smith on the other, and they're both like, "Fucking shoot it."
Bro, he does not hesitate. He gets that rock and
does
it's just
not hesitate.
immediate
It's
right
going
up.
up.
You're
It's
never
going
seeing
up.
it back. If he gets that ball, go back on defense.
Mhm.
It's going up. All the time,
Especially
bro.
like, yeah.
It's usually good though. He
No, he's
usually
6'10",
makes his
good.
shots.
He's
And I will
6'10".
say
Cash.
about Joel Embiid's comments, I really do try to like separate the things players say from what they do on the court because people say it's words, people say shit all the time. And I understand how it like allows you kind of like insight into the way that they're thinking and how they're feeling and stuff like that and how it can impact the way that they're going to play. I want to see Embiid do great this playoffs, but like a physical series against the Boston Celtics would be concerning for that team to me. Because I think like he can, I don't know.
He's gonna start whining.
Yeah, I don't want to be the Nuggets fan that's like, oh, he's crying.
Oh no, I'll say it. I'm a generational hater. I'll say
Because
it.
he's like, yeah, I'm just saying when the game slows down in the playoffs, those calls can go away sometimes. They let the game get more physical. And when that happens, if he's healthy, because I don't want to see him get injured again, I'm curious how that's going to go when they hit that point in the playoffs.